Hey, everybody, welcome back to Lettermen Row. I am Austin Ward, joined again now by Luke Farrell, the former Ohio State tight end. He's down there in his training. He's passed the torch as the leader of that tight end unit, one of the strongest on the Ohio State team. Now that's up to Jeremy Ruckert. He's going to be the leader of that group. Is he ready for that role?
Oh, yeah, he's been ready. I mean, they're in really good hands in the tight end position. I mean, Ruck's about as good as you can get, and I'm really, really excited, to see what he does this season.
When he arrived, there was so much talk and conversation about him being the number one rated recruit at that position and, his skills and what he could do for the passing game. Do you remember what's your first memory of getting him on the practice field and seeing what he could do, and then maybe how far he was going to have to go before he could really help you guys with all the various responsibilities that tight ends at Ohio State have?
Yeah, coming in, we knew he was a guy that, wasn't asked to put his hand on the ground and block too much in high school. So we knew that was going to be, a learning curve, which is for pretty much any tight end coming in to play at Ohio State. But the thing that struck me pretty much right away is his drive, to do anything he could to get better. He was in there, it seemed like every day doing extra work from the second he got on campus to just learn the offense and, get that preliminary development in his blocking game, which he did. I think he made a huge jump from his freshman to sophomore year in that and really turned that corner and has been great ever since then.
Were you surprised at all that he decided to stick around? There was some conversation that maybe he might be ready and the two tight end set could both go on to the NFL at the same time.
I wouldn't necessarily say surprised. I think either way wouldn't have been too bad of a decision for him, but I like it. I think, he knows what he's doing. He's a really smart guy. So, yeah, he's got his head on straight.
All right, so when we have tight ends like Jake Stoneburner come on here, all he does is just sit here and beg for tight ends to get the football more. You didn't do that during your career because you're always willing to go do whatever it takes. But now that you're done and you know what Jeremy Ruckert can provide, are you going to take up Stoney's mantle and start banging the drum to throw the football to the tight end more?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think right away when I was done, I was already saying, this guy's the real deal. You better give it to him. He deserves it. I mean, he works his ass off, and yeah.
All right, there's a bunch of examples of that coming right now as Luke Farrell's going to give us some of that insight. What has made Jeremy Ruckert such a weapon for the Buckeyes? Let's roll the tape. All right, Luke, we've talked so much about just using your old buddy, your teammate, the two tight end sets there, and what Jeremy Ruckert could provide. This was, I think, maybe for people nationally, the first time that they really saw him explode. This catch, what do you remember about it? What did you think the first time you saw maybe this on the video screen there in Indianapolis?
I think the catch didn't really surprise me at all. We see him do stuff like this in practice all the time. So, I mean, it was amazing. I got really hyped up right there, as you can see. But, I mean, this is a play we were definitely looking for and we thought we could capitalize on. So really happy it got called and then it worked out the way it did. I mean, this is just who he is and who we try to be, in the tight end room. Just you get the opportunity, you got to make a play. And he definitely did that right there.
I know.
So, huge.
As humble as you guys are, to make a catch like this or the one that you had at Rutgers, I mean, you've got to – don't you go in a little bit on Sunday and be like, hey, look at us. Look what we can do. Look at the highlights we can make. Throw some football. Throw the damn ball.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're walking in, standing a little taller for sure. Just proving yourself like that.
When you talk about him doing that in practice, though, I mean, how common is that? This is a pretty ridiculous catch. And I guess the question is, if he's doing this a lot in practice, wouldn't you want to take that on Saturdays and use it more?
Oh, yeah. We're begging for it for sure. But, yeah, I mean, it seems so natural to him, when you see him just warming up, catching balls, just snagging them. And it seems so easy for him. So that's why it was definitely not surprising, but awesome to see.
To go from that and then switch gears to right to the stuff that we've talked about where he's got to take maybe or has taken that next step and could still get better with one more year. We've seen what you did and some of these two tight end sets and how the NFL teams are going to be breaking that down. This was an example where you guys played this game against Michigan State shorthanded on the offensive line and still had a dominant rushing attack. And I think, a big part of that was what you two were able to do in situations like this. What's the key? What allows you to to have that impact there on the edge?
Yeah, I think this is, I mean, his, mentality change, like pretty much in the 2019 season of like embracing the culture we had in our room of how you attack, run blocking. And Jeremy, I mean, developed faster than I did, faster than, a lot of people do. And he just plays with an incredible amount of toughness now, especially in his run blocking. He takes a lot of pride in that, and you can see that right here. He's not afraid to take on anybody, in the blocking game. So I think that's huge, and it's been a huge part of his game past couple of years.
Who gets the better of these blocks here, 88 or 89?
He's got a little better body position on him, but I mean, you can't ask for much better if your Trey right here collapse in the pocket like that, or collapse in the gaps like that.
Number one was so inspired by what you two did up front that he wanted to go for a block too.
Oh yeah, he embraces the culture as well.
All right, so this was that game, that first half. Just really, you had your score to get things going. Jeremy scores twice here. We'll see it. This is why people beg for it. It was so. What was it about Clemson that, or the game plan that allowed you guys to have that success and finally get going there, the way you might ideally want?
Not entirely sure. I mean, we kind of flew under the radar as we do. So, those opportunities opened up, and, Justin really gained some trust in us later in the year, and it showed in this game for sure.
This one was clearly, in the back pocket. It steamed up that way. Did you guys know going into the game that this would be there, that it would work? Were you waiting for it to be called? What's the thinking here? Because this one is obviously designed specifically for Jeremy.
Yeah, I mean, this is a play, they've ran for years. I know Jeff Hireman used to run it. Just a little hide play there. But I think with how aggressive their linebackers were, this is something we could take advantage of, with just having some patience and being able to sell the block enough to get their eyes off of you so you can, pop open like that. And he does a great job of selling it on this one, and it paid off for him for sure.
It looked like he got a little excited there to get in the end zone, almost tripped on the way in.
Yeah.
He makes everything else look so smooth except that. And this one here, I think this is why people are so excited about his skills as a receiver, and then knowing to get out of bounds. This was a key one for you guys to score, to take that 3-touchdown lead in the locker room. What's the route here? What's the concept? What are you guys looking for?
Just trying to find that deep over area, under that safety right there. And he does a great job, a little like throttling in the soft spot there, which is exactly what you want in this zone right here. And then, great job getting the back hip, and then obviously getting out of bounds in a 2-minute situation. So it's all around just smart play by him.
Smart play, and then it leads to this. And, this it's kind of forgotten just because of how much you guys scored. This was a incredible ball. And is this catch tougher than it looks? Because you've had some of these where they're just on you. You had one in this game where, number one can get the ball on a rope for you. Does that make it tougher or easier if you know it's coming?
I think, the placement he has definitely makes it easier, because he just gives us an opportunity. The ball's off by a little bit. That defender's, getting his hand on it, but it's definitely not an easy catch to make when you got 2 defenders on you, hands flying around, getting hit after. So it's great throw, great catch.
Perfect spot. Now grade the celebration. What do you think of the ice in the veins?
I think it's awesome. He's kind of made it his signature now, which I think is smart, especially with the name, image, and likeness stuff coming up. But no, I like it.
All right.
Yeah, he definitely brought some fun to the room, and that's how he plays his game.
All right, just seems it's so out of character for you tight ends. You're just hardworking guys, and now he's got a signature celebration.
Yeah, Ruck's trying to get us on the map. I like it though.
All right, he's still got one more year to do that. You are off to the NFL, so it's always great to get the insight of these teammates as you leave and give him the torch to lead that tight end unit. Appreciate you stopping by again for us, Luke, and best of luck with what you got coming over the next couple months.
Appreciate that. Thanks for having me.
All right, for Luke Farrell, I'm Austin Ward. We'll see you next time at Lettermen Row.